Hello, today I'll be filming a very soft look for you. So I did my foundation already using the non-stick foundation. So right now I'm using the Bare Minerals Nutmeg 24 powder underneath my eye as a highlight. And I'm just going to dab that in on the high points of my cheeks where I use the lighter foundation. And then moving on, I use the black opal face powder I use in every video in dark, and I just spray that all over my face using a fluffy brush, and I really just push that into my skin just like I usually do in all my other videos. And I'm just gonna work it in my neck, on my jaw, over the highlight and over my forehead, and make sure everything is well blended in. I mentioned this before, but I'll say it again. I have very oily skin, so I really go in with my powder. It helps to just set everything in to my skin. And when I'm done applying the powder, I go over it with a damp beauty blender, and it should be on the next clip, or even if the clip is not here, I usually go over all my powders with a damp beauty blender. It just helps to lock everything in. So that's what I'm doing there. And then using my Queen bronzer, I'm gonna put this on underneath my cheeks, my forehead, on perimeters of my forehead, on my nose, in the bridge of my nose, and on my neck, on my chin, just to add some warmth to my face. So that's what I'm doing right now, just applying softly, and I'm using a fluffy brush for this as well, so it's just going to just diffuse into the skin. And that's what I'm doing, and putting on my nose, like I said. So far, that's what it is. And I look into the mirror, and then I'll go over the bronzer with my face powder, and then just blend everything in so there are no harsh lines. So the next clip here, I'm adding more bronzer. I use the Shea Moisture bronzer. This one has a deeper, it's a deeper color, like a deep chocolate, and I like to put it over the bronzer, over the Queen bronzer, because I just like the contrast of both colors on my skin. So I'm just gonna do the same technique I did with the Queen collection, the CoverGirl Queen collection. Apply it on the areas where I want shadow, which is underneath my cheeks, on the perimeters of my forehead, and on the bridge of my nose. So we're just doing that and just applying it softly, and then blending it all in with my face, with the brush I use for my face powder. And of course, we just want to diffuse any of the harsh lines, so everything is just one even canvas. And next here, I'm gonna wet my beauty blender using the Maybelline setting spray, and I'm gonna push all the powder product into my skin, and that will lock everything in. I'm also gonna go in with the setting spray, the Urban Decay setting spray, and then push that in with a beauty blender as well. And then I just lock everything in, like I said, just push it in as much as you can so your makeup does not move over throughout the day. And next here, I'm using my favorite blush. This is by Sleek, and this is a trio, and I don't remember the name, but I'll link it down below. And I'm using the orange shade there. I think it's like a desert shade, and I'm just putting it on my cheeks, and it's really, really pretty. I recommend this palette to anyone, and you can find it on Amazon. It ships from the UK. It's a UK brand. So, and then I'm gonna go rub that in with my beauty blender, and then push everything in just like I did with the powder. And like I said, it just gives you one even canvas, and it just looks lovely when you're done, when you're looking at it as one, looking at this as one canvas. So here we're just gonna blend everything in, like I said. Just keep pushing and blending and do. You don't want to overdo it, of course, because you might take away some product, but I'm usually just, you know, rubbing it in with very light, like I'm going in with very light hand. I'm not over like pushing it in or anything. So next we're going to do my brows, but like usual, I don't do anything special with the brows. I just go in with a pencil, brush the hairs that are already on my face, and then I just arch it out with a pencil towards the end, and then just brush it in with a brush. So nothing special. My brows are already naturally arched, so I usually don't have to do anything at all, just to brush it in. Going in with my Tarte's eyeshadow palette, reaching up for the shade. I don't have it here, so I don't know the names, but I will link it down below. That's just a transition shade, and I'm using a very neutral eye, so that's the goal here, because the star of this look is the lip color. So I just wanted to make sure the eyes are quite simple and not dramatic at all. So I'm just blending the transition shade in, and then I put over a lid shade, which is just a light mauve color, and then I'm just blending in and just adding as I go. Like I said, we're keeping the eye very neutral. I'm using one palette for the eye look because I like to keep the makeup look very simple. And then we're just gonna blend and keep blending. Make sure we're getting the blending is entirely up to you. If you want harsh lines, you don't blend as much, but if you want a more diffuse look, like just like a sprinkle or a splash of color, you have to blend more, especially if the shadows are very pigmented like this palette. If you're not really into pigments, or if you're not really into a lot of color in the eye, then you should probably stick to less pigmented eyeshadows, which is going to be really hard to find because all the eyeshadows these days are they're usually 100% pigment, so they are not diluted with anything at all. But I think Lancome, most of the high-end products actually have, the eyeshadows don't have as much pigment in them. So you want to go to maybe Lancome and EYESTUDIO and all those brands where the eyeshadows and makeup usually in higher end is pretty simple, and they usually just use a splash of color here and there. So there we are, just blending everything in, and then next we're gonna go in with our eyeliner. I'm using the Maybelline eyeliner, and I'm just basic eyeliner, nothing special. We're gonna add a little bit of wing and do a lower lash liner, just to make sure everything looks nice. So we're just doing the eyes now, making sure they're even making sure everything looks nice. So going in with the lower lashes, I'm using a pencil eyeliner for my lower lashes. And you don't have to do this, but I like to just put the eyeliner from the halfway, so halfway to the, and draw it out towards the end of the eye of my lower lash. So I don't line the entire lash line, I just line half of the lash line. And going in with my mascara, my Lancome mascara, and I'm just gonna put it on my eyelashes like so. And again, you can do it however you like it, but this is how I like to apply it. So for the star of this makeup look is the lip. So it's ColourPOP Avenue. That's the name of the lip gloss. The lipstick is called Avenue. And I'm just gonna apply that. All you need is one coat. You don't need more than that. It's so pigmented. I think it's 100% pigment. And then I'm just gonna apply it all over my lip and clean it up as I go to make sure everything looks pretty and put together. And this is a red with a hint. It has a little bit of brown in it, and it works so well for, like, you know, skin tones like mine or deeper. It's not bright, it's just kind of really just a deep red or burgundy or maroon. Yeah, so I'll say it has like a maroon, what you call it, maroon color, red with a hint of brown in it. So yeah, so that's what I did for this look. Neutral eye with a bold lip using the ColourPOP Avenue, and I just love it so much, and I decided to show it for you guys. So here we are with the finished look. I'm showing you some angles, and I'm still working on my filming technique. So you guys should just give me your whatever you guys, just give me your recommendation, and please like, comment and subscribe, and thank you for watching my YouTube tutorial. Thank you.